the book bunch. If you're new, I'd like to say a special hello, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you'd like to, and with that, I'd like to get on with today's video. Today's video, I'd like to talk to you guys about Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. It is a sci-fi book that basically follows a cafe. So it is set in Japan. It is a Japanese bestseller. This one has been translated, I believe, to English. But basically it is a book about this cafe in the middle of Tokyo. It is kind of hidden away a little bit in an alley, and this cafe is basically timeless. It's been around for centuries. Nobody really knows how it started or when it's going to end, but it's been around for hundreds of years. And in this cafe, we follow the owner and his wife, and then they have 2 employees, and then it basically follows stories of themselves and their customers in this cafe. So it's broken up into 4 shorter stories that are mostly interlinked. So this cafe is really special. Basically, it allows the customers or the owners to go back in time, or into the future. So it's basically time travel, but you have to sit in a very specific seat in the cafe, and you have to follow these rules in order to be able to go forward or back in time. So throughout the book, it lists out the different rules, the main rule being that you have to come back to the present before your coffee gets cold. If you don't, then you basically get trapped as a ghost who then inhabits the seat. And people can only then use that seat when you've gone to the bathroom. So there's a lady that's sitting on the seat throughout this book, and whenever she goes to the bathroom, people can use her seat. But if you try to remove her prematurely, she basically curses you, and the only way you can be uncursed is if one of the waitresses brings the ghost lady a coffee. So yeah, it basically follows these 4 individuals' lives and these different incidences that happens to them that causes them to either want to go back into the past or into the future. Another key rule is that whatever happens in the past or the future won't change the present. So it begs the question of why would you even want to go back or go forward if it's not going to make any difference? But for these people, it really does, and that's why this is a really profound book that I think everyone should read. Basically, it challenges people in regards to well, even if things aren't going to change the way that you want them to, are you right within yourself and getting your conscience right? So apologizing to someone that you should have apologized to, or clearly articulating something that you wanted to say that you regret not saying, or meeting someone that you haven't seen in a long time or who has passed away, things like that. It was a really, really good book. I would probably give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't say I'd give it a 5 out of 5 stars just because it was just missing a little bit of something, but it was still an extraordinary read, and I still think everybody should read it. I would definitely reread this book, so it goes to show that it is still quite good. And the book cover is really cute. There's actually, on this bit that's meant to look like the wallpaper, it's actually got this, I don't know what you would call it. It's pressed in, but then it's also got shimmer in the pressed in section. It's really good. So this book follows 4 groups of people. The first one is deemed the lovers, and they are some random customers in the store. Then there is a husband and wife, which again, they're also customers of the store, but they are regulars. Then there's the tale of 2 sisters, which follows another customer, but she's basically almost like family to this cafe. And then there is the mother and child, who follows the woman who owns the store, and it is about her life basically. and it's really, really interesting. It's really profound. It's also quite sad. There is quite a few sad things that happen in this book. So, like, there's some deaths and things like that. So if that's a concern for you, maybe skip over those parts, or maybe skip this book. But it really does impact you. It makes a big difference. And it really does pose the question, like, if you could go back in time or into the future, what would you do or say, or who would you visit, even though it's not going to change anything in your actual life physically. So yeah, this was really, really good. I definitely recommend this book. Let me know if you guys have read this one, if you are interested in this book, because yeah, it's really good, really easy, quick sci-fi read. It's not very long at all. It's only a couple hundred pages, so I was able to read it in an afternoon. But yeah, really good. Definitely recommend this one. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, even though it was a little bit shorter than usual. I just wanted to do a quick little mini review of that book for you. I have already talked about it a little bit in one of my previous videos, my October Reads video. So I hope you enjoyed that one today, and I hope that you guys have an awesome week. Bye!